Rahim. Today, in the Maulana Muhammad Ali translation, we reach Al-Araf, the elevated places, Suratul Araf. Okay. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I, Allah, am the best known, the truthful. And that first verse is more commonly rendered by the fact that it is a mystery. Alif Lam Mim Sad. A book revealed to thee, so let there be no straitness in thy breast concerning it, that thou mayest warn thereby, and a reminder to the believers. Follow what has been revealed to you from your Lord, and follow not besides him any guardians. Little do you mind, and how many a town have we destroyed, so our punishment came to it by night, or while they slept at midday. Yet their cry when our punishment came to them was nothing, but they said, surely we were wrongdoers. Then certainly we shall question thee to whom messengers were sent, and we shall question the messengers. Then surely we shall relate to them with knowledge, and we are never absent, and the judging on that day will be just. So as for those whose good deeds are heavy, they are the successful, and as for those whose good deeds are light, those are they who ruined their souls because they disbelieved in our messengers. And certainly we established you in the earth and made therein means of livelihood for you. Little is it that ye give thanks, and we indeed created you, then fashioned you, and then we said to the angels, make submission to Adam. So they submitted, except Iblis. He was not of those who submitted. He wasn't. There was a group of the light beings, and the fire beings, the lesser group, did not have to be specifically addressed, but the fire beings decided not to. He was not of those who submitted. He said, what hindered thee that thou didst not submit when I commanded thee? He said, I am better than he. Thou hast created me of fire, while him thou didst create of dust. He said, then get forth from this, for it is not for thee to behave proudly therein. Go forth, therefore, surely thou art of the abject ones. He said, respite me till the day when they are raised. He said, thou art surely of the respited ones. He said, as thou hast adjudged me to be erring, I will certainly lie in wait for them in thy straight path. Then I shall certainly come upon them from before them and behind them, and from their right, and from their left, and thou wilt not find most of them thankful. He said, get out of it, respited, driven away. Whoever of them will follow thee, I will certainly fill hell with you all. And, O Adam, dwell thou and thy wife in the garden, so eat from whence you desire, but go not near this tree, lest you become the unjust. But the devil made an evil suggestion to them, that they might make manifest to them that which had been hidden from them of their shame. And he said, your Lord has forbidden you this tree, lest you become angels, or become of the immortals. And he swore to them both, surely I am a sinner. And he swore to them both, surely I am a sincere adviser to you. And thus he caused them to fall by deceit. So when they had tasted of the tree, their shame became manifest to them, and they both began to cover themselves with the leaves of the garden. And their Lord called to them, Did I not forbid you that tree, and say to you that the devil is surely your open enemy? Now, their shame wasn't uncovered. They were ashamed because they knew they should be covered. But it doesn't say their shame. It says their privates become uncovered. There's no shame in the human body inherently. I not forbid you that tree and say to you that the devil is surely your open enemy? They said, Our Lord, we have wronged ourselves, and if thou forgive us not, and have mercy on us, we shall certainly be of the losers. He said, Go forth, some of you the enemies to the others, and there is for you in the earth an abode and a provision for a time. He said, Therein shall you live, and therein shall you die, and therefrom shall you be raised. O children of Adam, we have indeed sent down to you clothing, so cover your private parts, and for beauty, and clothing that guards against evil that is the best. This is of the messages of Allah, that they may be mindful. O children of Adam, let not the devil seduce you, as he expelled your parents from the garden, pulling off from them their clothing, that he might show them their private parts. And he surely sees you, he as well as his host, from whence you see them not. Surely we have made the devils to be of the friends of those who believe not. And for some reason, naturally, the human being wants to cover, at least from their knees to their belly. And the female naturally the feral female naturally covers more. And kids, and little kids that don't, that their parents try to get them to wear all short shorts and all that in the summer. You see the kids, some kids out trying to cover themselves more. They're not cold, but they feel like they should cover themselves more. And when they commit an indecency, they say, We found our fathers doing this, and Allah enjoined it on us. Say, surely Allah enjoins not indecency. Do you say of Allah what you know not? Say, my Lord enjoins justice, and set upright your faces at every time of prayer, and call on Him, being sincere to Him in obedience, and He brought you into being, so shall you return. A party that He guided, and another party perdition is justly their due. Surely they took the devils for friends instead of Allah, and they think that they are rightly guided. O children of Adam, attend to your adornment at every time of prayer, and eat and drink, and be not prodigal. Surely He loves not the character of being prodigal. So, the good things in life, accept the good things in life, but don't go to extremism. Well, don't make violations with it. But what's the word? But the best times, the holiday, the Friday prayer, this or the secret prayer that you do by yourself. It's the best time to wear your best clothes. Say, who is forbidden the adornment of Allah, which He has brought forth for His servants, and the good provisions? Say, these are for the believers in the life of this world, purely on the resurrection day, and thus do we make the messages clear for a people who know. Say, my Lord forbids only indecencies, such of them as are apparent, and such of them as are concealed, and sin and unjust rebellion, and that you associate with Allah that for which he has sent down no authority, and that you say of Allah what you know not. And every nation has a term, so when its term comes, they cannot remain behind the least while, nor can they proceed. O children of Adam, if messengers came to you from among you, relating to you my messages, then whosoever guards against evil and acts aright, they shall have no fear, nor shall they grieve. And those who reject our messages and turn away from them haughtily, these are the companions of the fire, and they shall abide in it. Who is then more unjust than he who forges a lie against Allah or rejects his messages? These their portion of the book shall reach them, until when our messengers come to them, causing them to die, they say, where is that which you used to call upon besides Allah? And they would say, they are gone away from us, and they shall bear witness against themselves that they were disbelievers. He will say, enter into the fire among the nations that have passed away before you, from among the jinn and men. Every time a nation enters, it curses its sister, until when they all follow one another into it, the last of them will say with regard to the first of them, our Lord, these led us astray, so give them a double chastisement of the fire. He will say, each one has double, but you know not. Now, one of the things that makes sense about Judgment Day is, for God to judge us, things have to play out. Not only, God knows at the end how good and bad we're going to be. That's already known. But our choices that we're going to make, well, we have to make our choices. And our legacy, the legacy of the previous generations to the current generations and the future generations, that has to all completely play out. And then we can see for ourselves, and the other beings can see for themselves, that the judgment was perfect. And the first of them will say to the last of them, you have no preference over us, so taste the chastisement for what you earned. Those who reject our messages and turn away from them haughtily, the doors of heaven will not be opened for them, nor will they enter the garden until the camel passes through the eye of the needle, and thus do we reward the guilty. Now, there was this figure of speech back in the day that you had to unload your animal for entering through. So obviously, the disbelief has to be gone. Much in the way in the Bible, the same figure is used for the individual. Oh, well, they have to be willing to give some charity. The camel taking off its load and going through the eye of the needle, as the thing was called in multiple languages. They shall have a bed of hell, and over them coverings, and thus do we requite the wrongdoers. And as for those who believe and do good, we impose not on any soul a duty beyond its scope. They are the owners of the garden, therein they abide, and we shall remove whatever of ill-feeling is in their hearts. Rivers flow beneath them, and they say all praise is due to Allah who guided us to this, and we would not have found the way if Allah had not guided us. Certainly the messengers of our Lord brought the truth, and it will be cried out to them, this is the garden which you are made to inherit for what you did. And the owners of the garden call out to the companions of the fire, we have found that which our Lord promised us to be true. Have you too found that which your Lord promised to be true? And they will say yes. Then the crier will cry out among them, the curse of Allah is on the wrongdoers. Well, certainly the wrong actions and the wrong beliefs are cursed. But the wrongdoers are zalimin, right deprivers, who hinder from Allah's way and do seek to make it crooked, and they are disbelievers in the hereafter, and between them is a veil, and on the elevated places are humans who know all by their marks, and they call out to the owners of the garden, peace be to you. They have not yet entered it, though they hope, and when their eyes are turned towards the companions of the fire, they say, Our Lord, place us not with the unjust people, and the owners of the elevated places call out to mankind, whom they recognize by their marks, saying, Of no avail were to you your amassings and your arrogance. Are these they about whom you swore that Allah would not bestow mercy on them? Enter the garden, that you have no fear, nor shall you grieve. And the companions of the fire call out to the owners of the garden, Pour on us some water, or some of that which Allah has provided for you. They say, surely Allah has forbidden them both to the disbelievers, who take the religion for an idle sport and play, and this world's life deceives them. So this day we shall forsake them, and they neglected the meeting of this day of theirs, as they denied our messages. And certainly we have brought them a book, which we made clear with knowledge, and a guidance and a mercy for a people who believe. Do they wait for aught but its final sequel, on the day when the first sequel comes? Those who neglected it before will say, Indeed, the messengers of our Lord brought the truth. Are there any intercessors on our behalf, so that they should intercede for us? Or couldn't we be sent back so that we should do other than those which we did? Indeed, they have lost their souls, and that which they forged has failed them. Surely your Lord is Allah, who created the heavens and the earth in 6 periods, and He established on the throne of power. He makes the night cover the day, which He pursues it incessantly, and the sun and the moon and the stars made subservient by His command. Surely His is the creation and the command. Blessed is Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Call on your Lord humbly and in secret. Surely He loves not the transgressors. Certainly He is not loving of the character trait of extremisms. And make not mischief in the earth after its reformation, and call on Him, fearing and hoping. Surely the mercy of Allah is nigh to the doers of good. And He it is who sends forth the winds, bearing good news before His mercy, till when they bear a laden cloud, we drive it to a dead land. Then we send down water on it, then bring forth thereby fruits of all kinds. Thus do we bring forth the dead, that you may be mindful, and the good land its vegetation comes forth by permission of its Lord, and that which is inferior comes forth but scantly. Thus do we repeat the messages for a people who give thanks. Certainly we sent Noah to his people, so he said, O my people, serve Allah. You have no God other than Him. Indeed, I fear for you the chastisement of a grievous day. The chiefs of his people said, Surely we see thee in clear error. And one thing that we see, the interpretation is not been that, these it's not that, as soon as you think of something, as soon as you do something, that God has no love for you anymore. Specifically talking about that character trait. Now, if that's all you are, if all you are is an extremist, all you are is violator of rights. All you are is an arrogant person who goes around boasting for no good reason. You know, that's maybe if you gotta wonder if that's basically your whole character. He said, "O my people, there is no error in me, but I am a messenger from the Lord of the worlds. I deliver to you the messages of my Lord, and I offer to you good advice, and I know from Allah what you know not. Do you wonder that a reminder has come to you from your Lord through a man from among you, that he may warn you and that you may guard against evil, and that mercy may be shown to you? And they called him a liar, so we delivered him and those with him in the ark, and we drowned those who rejected our messages. Surely they were a blind people, and to Ad, their brother who, and to Ad, their brother Hud, he said, O my people, serve Allah, you have no God other than Him. Will you not then guard against evil? The chiefs of those who disbelieve from among his people said, Certainly we see thee in folly, and we shall certainly think thee to be of the liars. He said, O my people, there is no folly in me, but I am a messenger of the Lord of the worlds. I deliver to you the messages of my Lord, and I am a faithful advisor to you. Do you wonder that a reminder has come to you from your Lord through a man from among you, that he may warn you? And remember when he made you successors after Noah's people, and increased you in excellence of make. So remember the bounties of Allah, that you may be successful. They said, Hast thou come to us that we may serve Allah alone, and give up that which our fathers used to serve? Then bring to us what thou threatenest us with, if thou art of the truthful. He said, Indeed, uncleanliness and wrath from your Lord have lightened upon you. Do you dispute with me about names which you and your fathers have named? Allah has not sent any authority for them. Wait then, I too with you and of those who wait. So we delivered him and those with him by mercy from us, and we cut off the roots of those who rejected our messages and were not believers. And to Thamud we sent their brother Saleh. He said, O my people, serve Allah, you have no God other than Him. Clear proof has indeed come to you from your Lord. This is Allah's she-camel, a sign for you. So leave her alone to pasture in Allah's earth, and do her no harm, lest painful chastisement overtake you. And remember when He made you successors after Ad, and settled you in the land, and you make mansions on its plains, and hew out houses in the mountains. So remember Allah's bounties, and act not corruptly in the land, making mischief. Or being mischief makers, because we have that moo again. The arrogant chiefs of his people said to those who were weak to them, to those who believed from among them, Do you know that Saleh is one sent by his Lord? And they said, Surely we are believers in that wherewith he has been sent. And those who were haughty said, Surely we are disbelievers in that which you believe. Then they hamstrung the she-camel and revolted against their Lord's commandment, and said, O Saleh, bring us that with which thou threatenest us, if thou art of the messengers. So the earthquake seized them, and they were motionless bodies in their abodes. So he turned away from them and said, O my people, I delivered to you the message of my Lord, and give you good advice, but you love not good advisers. And Lut, when he said to his people, Do you commit an abomination which no one in the world did before you? Or to an extent of no one in the world. Surely you come to males with lust instead of females. Nay, you are people exceeding bounds. And the answer of his people was no other than that they said, turn them out of your town. Surely they are people who aspire to purity. So we delivered him and his followers, except his wife. She was of those who remained behind, and we rained upon them a rain. See then that was the end of the guilty. See then what was the end of the guilty. And we'll continue 85 through 206 at another time. And, you know, it was never such a collective sin, but it was, we find in the Qur'an, different things. They attacked the stranger. They robbed people. They did open iniquity. It wasn't just, that one type of deed.